If you don't have much space at home but still want to make compost, you can try a few small-scale methods that are efficient and easy to manage. Here are some options for making compost in a limited space. Worm composting, vermicomposting. This method uses worms, usually red wigglers, to break down organic waste in a small, contained space. You'll need a worm bin, which can be a plastic tote or a wooden box with ventilation holes. Add bedding material like shredded newspaper, coconut coir, or peat moss, and introduce the worms. Then start feeding them with kitchen scraps. Worms can process their body weight in food every day, so it's an efficient way to compost in a small space. Bokashi composting. This method uses anaerobic fermentation to break down organic waste. You'll need a bokashi bucket, which is a small, airtight container with a spigot at the bottom to drain liquid. Add kitchen scraps, sprinkle bokashi bran, which contains microorganisms, on top, and press down to remove air pockets. Repeat this process until the bucket is full. Let it ferment for 1 to 2 weeks, then bury the contents in the garden or mix it with soil. The liquid can be used as a fertilizer. Trench composting. If you have a small garden, dig a trench about 12 inches deep and 12 inches wide. Add your kitchen scraps, and then cover them with soil. Over time, the organic material will break down and enrich the soil. You can do this in a rotating pattern throughout your garden. Indoor composting. Use a small, lidded container with a carbon filter to hold kitchen scraps. Add equal amounts of brown, carbon-rich, and green, nitrogen-rich, materials, and mix regularly to aerate the compost. When the container is full, either transfer the contents to an outdoor compost pile, worm bin, or bokashi bucket, or bury the compost in a trench or garden bed. Remember to avoid composting meat, dairy, and oily foods, as these can attract pests and create unpleasant odors. Stick to fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, tea bags, and other plant-based materials.